What's up YouTube, this is Dave's Head F187. This is another video to do with a response to Wingy Gaming on low gamer scores and trophies, casual gamers, too many games. And another video from Dave. And yeah, I haven't done a video response in a while. I thought this was a great video at Wingy Gaming done. Shout out to you, buddy, Wingy Gaming. Great YouTube channel, check him out. Link to his channel and that video will be in the description. He talked about, what is a, pretty much casual gamer and a hardcore gamer. He's having a hard time figuring that out. I've seen him say that on podcasts. He's trying to ask a lot of people what that is here on YouTube. Now, one thing you got to understand, Wiggy, when it comes to the YouTube gaming community from the outside world, it's different. Just like I was talking about in my last video about, exclusives and does this game matter if it's on PC and Xbox One. So just because it's on PC, it don't matter. To people outside the world, they wouldn't look at that type of stuff. But when it comes to the YouTube gaming community, we look at that stuff. So to me, I would say a casual gamer would be like kind of like myself. Like I game, but I'm not like hardcore like somebody that has to get all the trophies and figure out everything. I think you can be like a casual / hardcore. That's what I would like justify myself. Like I'm hardcore, but not to the point where I gotta go in there and get every trophy. I'm old school. I go into a game, beat it on normal, most of the time hard if I'm not streaming. I've been playing a lot of games on normal because I don't want to bore the shit out of my viewers on streaming. But play it on usually hard, normal on streaming, or hard by myself. Beat the game, call it a day. Now some people got to go in there and get every fucking trophy there is and get the platinum. I'm not spending that long on one game. Sorry, I'm not. I think the only platinum I got is from The Walking Dead, and that's pretty much given to you for beating the game. But other than that, no. I'm not sitting there fucking looking for the platinum trophy and doing all kinds of stupid shit. And one thing that's funny with trophies, one day, I said this before many times in other videos, me and Old Dirty were playing UFC one night, and he fell asleep while we were playing, okay, and I hear him snoring in the party chat, so I backed out of the game. I wasn't going to give him a loss in the game, but for me backing out, they gave me some kind of trophy, something foe or something. I don't remember what the hell was his name, but for pretty much backing out of the match. That's fucking stupid. That's not a challenge. Some of these trophies are ridiculous, and if people do search for them, that's fine. Usually when you play your game, you're going to get a decent amount of trophies as it is, but you're not going to get the platinum unless you do ridiculous stuff like that. A hardcore gamer, to me, is somebody I would say that, casual is somebody who gets on there, plays every so often. Somebody is playing more than every, other night or every so often, making sure they have to play that day, whether it's an hour to 4 hours. That's hardcore to me. I had a friend that when he got off work, from 4 to 1, that motherfucker played Call of Duty every day. His girlfriend would be sitting in the living room watching soap operas. That was hardcore into Call of Duty. Now, going by YouTube, they don't consider those games real hardcore for some reason. I know some people that could just smoke people in Call of Duty, and they're just really good at it. To get good at any game, you got to play that game and that game only to be, able to compete in tournaments. These people in tournaments are not playing other games the majority of the time. They're just playing Street Fighter or Call of Duty, those type of games. Smash Brothers, they're into those games. That's hardcore into those games. They're hardcore to a sense. But there's hardcore gamers that play everything. They're beating this game, that game, and looking at trophies, looking for trophies. That's pretty fucking hardcore. But I don't think you have to be a trophy hunter to be hardcore. You could have a high gamer score and not look for the platinum trophy. You could just play a lot of games, But to YouTube, it's a whole different rule book, But one thing about people on YouTube, you got people that are calling themselves the king of this platform. I'm not taking shots at nobody. They may say the face or whatever. But when somebody calls them out on that and says, okay, you're the face of this, so what's indicating you're the face of this? Your gamer score is low, or what, don't look like you play much Xbox. That, is where people are going after people. When they're claiming they're something they're not. Just saying. And that's being fair. Not taking shots at nobody, but that's why one one situation happened recently. Now, there was an incident on one of my latest podcasts with somebody had their name, you know, like Real Gamer, it's my buddy, but he has this name, and people look at his name and they say, okay, in YouTube, you know, when it comes to YouTube, they're going to look at Real Gamer, well, where's your trophies, where's your achievements, where's this? That's what they were taken as. You know, when you put a name out there and you're saying you're something you're not, that's a different story. If you're just coming on here and like I say, I'm, you know, I'm pretty well casual, but I'm hardcore to a sense. I like to play a lot of video games, but I don't spend, like, I won't look for the platinum trophy or nothing like that. I beat my games, move on. That's how it always been. You know, I like to get on to the next game. Now, when it comes to multiplayer, now, I'm not so hardcore in a multiplayer like I used to back in the day on Ghost Recon, Halo 2, when I was actually good at Halo. Master Chief Collection, I'm fucking horrible at it. It's just I haven't played Halo in a while. But I used to be pretty good at Halo 2. I could actually talk shit to people. Ghost Recon, I had a good clan on that. Call of Duty, I was good. Street Fighter, you know, back in the day, I considered I was good. But when you see some of these motherfuckers today, they're just fucking awesome, you know. I used to be actually pretty good at fighting games. Nowadays, no, I'm not really that good, because I think I play more variety, and I'm not so much on the same game, just practicing that game all the time. Last game I did that with was UFC, and I actually got pretty good at that game. But yeah, that's basically that. You said in your video you play 20 minutes to an hour. You know, you're 30 years of, you got 30 years of gaming under your belt. 20 consoles hooked up, you know, 500 physical games. Does that make you a hardcore gamer? Well, the 500, you know, physical games, that could be, you could be a game collector, but if you played all them games, there you go, you're fucking hardcore, you know. But if you have dipped and dabbed in some of them games and not beaten, you know, more than half of them, then no, I wouldn't consider you a hardcore gamer. You might be a game collector, like a lot of people here on YouTube that go out and buy all these games that don't play them. But I'm not taking shots at you, buddy. I'm just answering your question. You said kids that play shooters, are they more hardcore to you? To me, if a kid's real badass at Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is more hardcore than other people, but if you're good at something in a video game, that is hardcore to a sense, the way I look at it. So I think, yeah, like I've seen people pretty damn extraordinary at Call of Duty, you know, and other shooters, and, you know, NBA 2K, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. My buddy McNeil, he's fucking a beast at Mortal Kombat, but other games he's good too. He ain't good in just one game. There's some people are just good in one game, and some people are good in a variety of games. You said gamers that don't work. You know, that's not true. You know, if they have all that time. I'm not saying you said that necessarily, but there's many people that work and can play games. You know, but that, you know, that's what they do. They get off work, play games. That's it. You know, so you can't say that. You can't. I notice a lot of people use excuses here on YouTube. I'm not saying you did that, but there's people say, "Oh, well, I work a full-time job. I got all these kids and everything else." But you know, if you love something, you will find a way to do it that day, and that's a fact. You know, no matter what it is, if you have a passion for something, you will find an hour out of that day to maybe more to play those games. Whether you gotta do it on a handheld when you're in the bathroom taking a shit, or you can actually sneak off when your wife goes to bed or the kids are asleep, go stay up, be a little tired for work, play 3-4 hours a night, 2 hours, whatever, you know. Some people do that. You will always find your way to get to what you like, no matter what, if you're into that. You know, some people like sports, they gotta watch sports every day. Some people that like cars, they gotta, you know, at least drive their car, you know, one time that day, or look at their car for a while in the fucking garage. You know, they like working on cars. They're addicted to that. You know, just saying that if they have a passion for something, they will do it. You know, no matter what it is. If you're playing, you know, if you like to play chess or fucking Magic the Gathering, they're going to find a time in that day to play that game. You know, it is what it is. You said, what else did you say? Oh, and then you said, what games were you getting? Now that's basically my outlook on that whole thing with your video. You mentioned at the end what games are people getting. I'm going to get Rainbow Six Siege for the Xbox One because they give you 2 games, Vegas 1 and 2. I will have the Gears of War Ultimate, and I will be getting Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. I'm going to most likely get Call of Duty, but for sure I'll be on Gear. I know Gears of War Ultimate, Rainbow Six Siege I'll for sure get, and I'll be getting Metal Gear. Halo 5 I want to get, I just don't know when I'm going to get those games, but Gears of War Ultimate, Rainbow Six Siege, and Metal Gear Solid 5 are day one buys for me. I'm going to try to get the other ones like Halo 5 and Call of Duty day one, because I most likely, majority of the time I always get Call of Duty when that comes out day one, but I'm not sure this year if I can do that. I might have to wait a little, maybe Black Friday or something, pick up some of these games, because there's a lot of fucking games coming out. But yeah, I want to throw that in there too. But yeah, I hope that answered a lot of your questions about hardcore, or what my outlook of the whole thing is when it comes to YouTube. You know, that's what I get from it. You know, YouTube has some rules on everything. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you know, when it comes, and I said in my last video, when it comes to exclusives, you know, and these, you know, games that are on Xbox One and PC, are these games, like, just because that game's on PC, is it irrelevant? You know what I'm saying? It's weird. YouTube's got its own rules to everything. Even when it comes to this shit, like, you know, who's casual and who's hardcore. I think I'm a casual, like, gamer, but hardcore to a sense. You know, I do play a lot of games, but I wouldn't say I'm the type of person that, you know, beats every game I get right away. You know, that's fucking hardcore when you just go right through the game on to the next one, you know. I don't think a lot of us do that anymore like we used to. There are some out there that do that, but there's a lot of people who just buy games, play, you know, some of it, or like me, I'm halfway through on a lot of games, and then I beat a lot of games. Like I just beat Sleeping Dogs not too long ago. I never played that game, and I'm actually finishing up the DLC right now. But one thing, you know, when somebody's like kind of like a fraud, ask them what game they beat recently, and if they have to sit there and think about it, then they're not, most likely, they're just fucking not even a gamer. You know, they're just acting like they're a gamer, or they're fucking casual, you know. But I have to call myself a casual now. Back in the day, I was hardcore. You know, I was playing games, beating them. But, you know, I never, you know, back when I was playing, when I was younger, we didn't have trophies and achievements and all that, you know, when I was really young, when I was really hardcore into video games, when I sat there and just played, you know, Street Fighter to no end, you know, and games like Splatterhouse and, you know, Siphon Filter. Yeah, that's my video. I hope I responded to you, that you got your answers. I love your channel. Always try to support you. And yeah, more videos to come. Thank you, YouTube.